Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday, September the 10th. This is Captain Marty here. Going to do what we do every day about this time is we're going to talk about fishing on the Outer Banks. I'll be right back.
When it comes to finding phenomenal seafood, you gotta go Insane. That's right. Stop into the Insane Seafood Market right there on Highway 64 in Columbia. Luke Midget and his crew work hard out on the water to make sure you have the freshest selection of seafood around. They provide a wide selection of fish, crabs, shrimp, oysters, and clams, just to name a few. Insane Seafood has a hot bar to satisfy that seafood craving right on the spot. Visit them online at insaneseafood.com and like them on social media. Go insane at Insane Seafood Market, Highway 64 in Columbia.
Red Drum Tackle in Buxton is the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras. And being the closest tackle shop to Cape Point, Red Drum Tackle has been welcoming fishermen to Hatteras Island with a wide selection of bait and tackle, skilled custom rod builds, rod and reel repair, expert knowledge and information since 1974. Red Drum Tackle knows how, when, and where to fish. To acquire this fishing brain power, visit them online at reddrumtackle.com. Red Drum Tackle, the oldest complete tackle shop at Cape Hatteras and the closest to Cape Point in Buxton.
Now, we always start out with the offshore fishing. I was talking to Captain Jesse Anderson on the Carolina Girl last night, and she was telling me how their internet service was down on Hatteras Island. A little bit hard to get a report out, but they did have some pretty good blackfin tuna fishing yesterday with a scattered yellowfin tuna, and those were nice ones, like 50-pounders. A few wahoo in the catches. Some of them were 50 pounds plus as well, and a good class of Baylor dolphin. When I say dolphin, I mean mahi-mahi. Well, you call them what you want to call them, but they're dolphin fish. These average 3 to 8 pounds, but they were more on the 5 to 8 pound range. As Jesse said, a nice class of Baylors. You can go visit Jesse any day you want at Hatteras Harbor Marina. She's on the opposite side of the marina, opposite from the ship store. But go by and say hello to her if you get a chance. She does a great job. Been a long-time sponsor of mine. Also down in Hatteras, there's been some drum, there's been some big bluefish, been some Spanish mackerel, things of that nature for the inshore guys. The Oregon Inlet Fleet yesterday had really good Baylor dolphin fishing as well. Limits for a lot of the boats. The class also was good. Not seeing a lot of what we call gaffer size dolphin. That's the ones that are big enough you need to use a gaff to get them into the boat. But every once in a while there has been a big one caught. Keep in mind that regardless of the size, the mahi or the dolphin fish is, as we said yesterday, one of the very best eating fish there is, and very, very versatile as far as how you can prepare it. There is no bad way to prepare it. They had a lot of blackfin tunas, a few yellowfin tuna. What I didn't see a whole lot of was a lot of billfish. I really kind of felt like the red hot billfishing we've had both north and south of our fleets we got our turn, but it hadn't happened really yet. We had a few good days, but yesterday with the billfishing was scattered. The Oregon Inlet inshore fleet had ribbon fish, and there's been a lot of big bluefish caught outside of Oregon Inlet. That's a throwback to the good old days. 8 to 15 pounders caught. There's been a few schools of drum been roaming around outside the inlet all summer long, and there's been some bottom fishing for sea bass and triggerfish going on. So that's what's happened there. Surf and pier fishing, it all revolves around one thing right now. At night, on most of the piers, is a good big red drum bite. And that whole fishery is how do I describe it? You kind of got to know some of the rules, some of the etiquette that's involved, but it's really fun just to go out there at night and watch them fish for these big drum. And they're also catching some at Cape Point. There's some being caught up and down the beach in the surf. Those seem like a lot of yearlings in those catches, but the drum bite, this is the time of year when the drum bite is really good. We'll talk more about those when we get to our backcountry report in just a moment. The piers and the surf both catching pompanos. Sea mullet been there all summer long. There's a few puppy drum, a few black drum in the catches, some small sharks, a lot of variety right now, and the weather yesterday was cool and comfortable. Makes for good, what seems like fall fishing. So we'll take a little break right here. I'll be right back to talk to you about the backcountry.
Ahoy there, folks. Captain Edward Lee here, and I want to invite you aboard the Miss Oregon Inlet 2. She's a modern 60-foot headboat outfitted with the latest top-quality safety and fishing equipment. We make 3 trips per day out of the world-famous Oregon Inlet Fishing Center. Visit MissOregonInlet.com or call us today at 252-251-4314. So ditch the beach for a bit and set sail with the Miss Oregon Inlet 2.
When I think about the backcountry right now, well, you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about shrimp. The shrimp run is peaking right now. There is a lot of brown shrimp. There's some whitetails or green shrimp, and great values from your local fish houses, not your grocery store, but your local fish markets will fix you right up with a whole case of heads-on shrimp, 50 pounds. You'll go through them quicker than you think. You got a beach house with 3 or 4 families, you'll go through them before you head back to Ohio. So that's something to keep in mind. You can head them yourself, or they'll head them for you. They'll cost you a little more if they're headed. There's nothing to head shrimp, and now's a good time to do that. But other than shrimp or blue crabs, and the blue crabs this is a good time of year to buy some fresh crab meat too. But other than those two things, it's all about the drum fishing right now. Guys out there guiding, people out there do it yourself, but a lot of that fishing is right at sunset on the shoals in the Pamlico Sound. It's all catch and release. They're all above the slot size, but it is really a fun thing to do, and this is really, for a lot of fishermen, it is a bucket list fish. It's the North Carolina state fish, the red drum is, and boy, do we ever have a history with those things. So keep that in mind. You can catch them right now from the western Pamlico to the piers all up and down the Outer Banks. So there's a lot of drum in the fishing forecast. Other than that, of course, a few speckled trout. Sheephead bite has been good over and over and over and over. We keep telling you about that. Well, that's good. We like having that problem. Isn't that better than saying, oh, we don't know what happened to the sheephead? We just know that if you find structure somewhere and you have fiddler crabs or small crab, oyster crabs, your chances of catching the sheephead are really good. And your local tackle shops are going to be the people that tell you how to make a sheephead rig, the right hook, the right weight, everything you're going to need to do that. Keep it in mind. That's what you get, you won't find in the big box store. So go to your local tackle shops, buy fresh bait, and go out and give it a try for a sheephead. So that is the long and the short of our fishing report on this Tuesday. I hope you have a great rest of your vacation if you're visiting, and if you're a local, won't be long, things are going to be really cooling off, and we'll get a chance to go do a little fishing ourselves, because the locals, that's when they do their fishing, is in the fall of the year. Anyway, thank you for joining us, and have a blessed day.